Hey, good morning. So I am here for day two. Like I said, I'm gonna read these devotional, I guess, quotes, um, a lot from the Bible. So here we are with day two, which says, "Cast your care, casting the whole of your care, all your anxieties, all your worries, all of your concerns, once and for all on Him. For He cares for you affectionately and cares about you watchfully." You can pray about everything and worry about nothing. When you worry, it says you think you can solve your own problems better than God can. But you were not built to handle problems in your own strength. You were created by God to be dependent upon Him. So bring Him your challenges in life and allow Him to help you with them. Can you imagine your life without worry? Why not start today to live a worry free life and ask the Lord to show you every time you are taking, I'm sorry, ask the Lord to show you every time you are taking on care instead of casting it off. When He makes you aware of it, be willing to immediately cast it on Him. You will enjoy life so much more. After a period of time, you will actually find it difficult to worry. It just won't suit you any longer. I can kind of relate to this. I have anxiety, so it's very hard to not worry. I mean, really hard. I know it sounds like, oh, just leave it for him, but it's difficult. Um, I know, for example, yesterday, had a, I guess, minor anxiety attack. I had to go drop my kids off last night to their dad. So on the way back, I could feel it. Um, it was very hard because I'm driving. So like I'm freaking out even more because I'm like, oh my God, what if, I crash, or it made it 10 times worse. So what I did was, and I should have done this, I guess, maybe talk to God, in that moment, but I'm freaking out. So as I'm driving, I'm on 65 heading back home, because their dad lives in Louisville. So I'm heading back. I'm by the bridge. Um, well, I was, I guess, by the airport. So I'm heading back, and I can already feel it. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Um, so I start like shaking because I'm like freaking out, right? And of course, like it makes it worse. So I start to like look at the signs, the billboards. I'm trying to read stuff. I kind of like turned the music up. I changed stations where there was actually music. My son Jared at the back had my phone, so I really couldn't, put any other kind of music in the radio. It was like mainly commercials at that point, of course. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my gosh, read signs. What color are the signs? Like I'm looking at the billboards, like what do I see? Trying to like calm myself down. And so I'm like, okay, how far before I get home? Like as long as I'm like, I just want to get home. I'm like worrying even more, which I'm just making my situation worse. And then I guess like right there by that, I guess what they call it, the hospital curve or whatever. I was like, okay, we're almost there. We're almost there. Calm down. And like I can sense like my foot like shaking, and I'm like, no, you got to be able to drive. You got to be able to have your foot on the pedal. Like you got to chill. And I'm like, we're almost there. And like as soon as I cross the bridge, my house is like 5 minutes from the bridge. So I'm like, okay, you're almost there. So then finally I'm like, oh, okay, what am I doing? So like I'm sitting there and like I'm praying. Now, it took me what 10 minutes probably sitting there freaking out, trying to find a way to unfreak out. And once I hit like cross the bridge and I realized, okay, just chill. Like, why am I freaking out? Like, I was thinking, I mean, my mind was like, it's always racing, different things, whether it be work, school, home, whatever. It's constantly on my mind. And so I'm like, why am I worrying? Just chill. It's fine. Like, I'm, you can't do anything about it. I mean, certain things, yes, I can. So it's like, okay, just worry when you get home or, do it when, whatever. And so I'm like, all right. So like, I just sat there and I just kind of prayed, um, for a little bit and I calmed down. It, I was able to take deep breaths at that point. Um, and then I'm getting closer to home and I'm just like, okay, just get home, just lay down, close your eyes. Just I thought maybe just by being at home, I'd be fine. Um, and so I'm pulling in and getting out of the car. I unbuckle my kid, and I usually like help him. I mean, he's 6. He can get out of as soon as I can unbuckle him. He's good on his own. But usually, like I'll unbuckle him, I'll grab his jacket, and like I'll help him out, all that good stuff, or I'll wait for him to get out. No, I was like, no, I am ready to go inside, lay down, close my eyes, and chill. Because I don't know, it's insane. But then I get home, and so I'm still like, I can feel my heart racing, and so I'm like, okay, why are you freaking out? I'm like, okay, like certain things, that I can't really do anything about. I'm like, all right, just leave it to God. Like he'll take care of it, because he's been good to me before. Like I know it it'll be fine. Like I know this, and so I'm like, okay, if I can't fix it, he can. He can't fix it, then it is what it is. Like that's what's supposed to be. Even though as much as it may hurt me, it's what's got to be done, or it's what's got to happen. So yeah, so I got home, taking deep breaths, just kind of talking to God and like just kind of praying. And I have another book besides this devotional book, um, that kind of it talks about power of the mind, and so just kind of reading through that a little bit, helped me. Um, and so I'm not really sure why, because I've been feeling like that for a while now, um, and then I guess it just built up last night. I don't know. So I'm not really sure exactly why. I know that the holidays obviously just happened, and I'm a very I'm trying to figure out the word. It's like I'm an empath. Like I feel, but at the same time, it's like I just want to be home because I don't want to feel nothing. Like I feel like if I go out, I sense the energy of everybody, strangers, like it, everything. So it's like I it drains me in a way. I guess I don't know. So like with the holidays, obviously, um, Thanksgiving, I did a little bit of shopping, for dinner for that. So I'm out doing that. Like I said yesterday, I didn't do any shopping for Christmas, as far as like gifts for the kids. Um, I think I did go one time to Target, and it was packed. And this was the day before Christmas. I can't remember. I went and I was like, I need to get maybe one more toy for the kids because like I mentioned, I applied for assistance at their school and they were able to help me. And they like got clothes, they got a toy and stuff like that. I just felt like I needed to get them like one more thing that was on their list. They did make a list. So I was like, okay, I can't not get them like anything that's on their list. And so I think I went and got something. So I'm at Target and it was packed and I should have known. But this is what I do every year. Like I wait till the very last minute. And so I'm at Target and I'm trying, and it's packed and I couldn't handle it. It was like too many people. I ended up not even getting anything. I think I ended up going to Walmart, which wasn't any better. I think Walmart has like maybe the worst. No, I don't. No, I don't want to say that. As far as like energy and vibes go, I think Walmart is worse than Target. Um, so I went to Walmart, which is not that it was packed. I think because I don't know, maybe how their lanes are set up, like their aisles. I felt like there was more room. I think Target's aisles are short as far as like toys. Like they have a lot of aisles of toys, and then Walmart they have long. Like so, it didn't feel as packed, and so like I'm doing that, and I think it drains me so much that there's just so many people, there's so many like energies from everybody, good, bad, people rushing. So like I sense that, and so I can't like I wasn't out very long. So like we did that and we came like straight back home. It was just me and my youngest Jared, and so then that happened, and then New Year's, I went to the store New Year's Eve, and so it was packed. And I went to the JC store in Charlestown, and it's a small store. I mean, well, it's not like small, but it's a small town, so it's gonna be packed on New Year's Eve, of course, But I went anyway, and I have my 3 kids, and oh man, it was packed, and I was freaking out while I was at like on like in line to get to the self checkout lanes. I mean, it was just that in itself. Like even the self checkout lanes, like there was all I think there's 6 or 8 of those open, and they were all open, and there was still like a line all the way back to like almost to the freezer section. And I'm just like, oh my God, there's like people all over the place. Like people can't even like get through. And it was a lot. And then obviously New Year's, just the excitement of it, I think. I don't know. I guess it's just everything holidays. There's so much going on. It takes a toll on me. I don't know. And, so I don't want to say like it's just anxiety. I think it's just everything like eventually just gets to me, and I panic like, oh my God, like what's happening with the world, what's happening in my life, why is there so much going on? And um so yeah, so like I said, I did start praying about it. um when I got home, I was able to just kind of close my eyes. I didn't even help Jared out. Like I'm like, he's behind me. He's all right. He can shut the door behind him. Whatever. I got on the couch and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, all right, it's all right. Just praying about it. So hopefully that helps you guys. I know it's very hard. It was very hard for me or it's been hard because I've not been a like, um, I'm not like a hardcore Christian or anything like that. But as far as like praying, it's a lot that I've had to work towards to be where I am now, spiritually. So, um, I'm, and I think I mentioned before in other videos, I'm not trying to sit here and say you have to do these things. I just hope that maybe something that you hear, it's like, okay, that's good. Like I just needed to hear that or something like that. Um, um, so yeah, just I can't sit here, I got to practice what I preach. So it's like, if you got worries, your anxiety, and especially now, like with the whole having to quarantine and this coronavirus thing, and I think it's done a lot for people, mentally. So, um, it's hard to say, hey, don't worry about it. Some of us have lost, family members. Thank God, nobody in my family had any serious health issues, but we did have uh, um, family members test positive, and so um, thankfully, nothing happened, nothing more serious than just their 14-day quarantine. So um, I don't know. Maybe if you can't, just pray about it. If you're not there spiritually, that's fine. Um, you guys have my Facebook. Message me on Messenger. Um, with me, I was able to just kind of calm myself down, by praying about it last night. But there are days that I cannot. There's days that I need a distraction. So I have a couple friends, like I'll just randomly message them, and I won't tell them. But I think just the fact that I'm talking to somebody, it gets my mind off of whatever it is, and it could be something subconsciously that I'm thinking about, and I don't even realize that I'm worrying about it. And so uh so it helps me. Like I said, it's always the two friends, and it helps me. So reach out to somebody if you're like, you're sitting there, you're having a panic attack, anxiety attack, whatever it may be, or you just need to reach out to somebody. Reach out to me. That's fine. I don't mind. I have been on vacation the past 2 weeks. So my times like are off. But I start Monday. Yeah, I go back to work on Monday. So I'm gonna be busy, I know, like at work and whatnot, but still reach out to me, if you need to. If you need a distraction, like I usually always have my phone. So if I'm not like at a meeting or something, I'll reply to you. So reach out, if you need that distractions, if you're having that panic attack, or you're just wanting to talk to somebody because you just need to, please. I know the feeling of thinking that you don't have anybody to reach out to. So because you feel like no one's gonna understand it, trust me, I'm gonna get it. So yeah, reach out to me. So hopefully this helps you guys.